And after months of preparations, the DNC starts a week from tomorrow. Security measures and street closures already beginning to lock into place, and starting with parking and curb lanes along security perimeters at the United Center and McCormick Place. That begins tomorrow. Andrew Ramos was on the ground just hours before those street closures.
Right now, the biggest priority on the agenda is the build out of the DNC security perimeter. Now, much of that construction getting underway here at the United Center starting at 6 a.m. on Monday. It wasn't just the momentum building outside the United Center. The first phase of staging of the perimeter fencing already taking shape outside the venue for the Democratic National Convention. Both residents and businesses now being warned about the impact security measures will have on traffic in and around both the United Center and McCormick Place, which will see restrictions on parking and street access. Once the perimeter is in place, no cars or foot traffic will be allowed inside without proper clearance.
It's going to look and feel a whole lot different.
And much of that tight security will go into effect ahead of the convention, where a full lockdown at McCormick Place begins on Friday, August 16th at 10 p.m. And at the United Center, restrictions go into place a day later, starting at 7 p.m. As CBS News Chicago has reported, many of the offices in the area are encouraging their employees to work from home next week, while small businesses and shops that rely heavily on foot traffic are raising their own concerns, as restrictions will likely keep patrons away.
One mistake, one bad apple can really ruin the image of the city. So I think it's going to be very tightly supervised.
According to former Chicago Police First Deputy Superintendent Tony Riccio, the convention will not only serve as an opportunity for the Chicago Police Department to showcase its training, but also its preparedness to take on other high-profile events. The biggest challenge, he says, will be tackling protests, those that are planned and sporadic.
You know, the balancing act for the police department is they have to allow the First Amendment protests. It's constitutionally protected, but they have to draw a line where those protests start to become criminal conduct. And I think that Superintendent Snelling and his team are ready.
Now, the city's Office of Emergency Management says it plans to send out a number of notifications and alerts to residents here to help keep them updated. Reporting outside the United Center, Andrew Ramos, CBS News, Chicago.
Andrew, thank you. And expect parking restrictions and street closures over the next week. Log on to CBS News Chicago to stay up to date. And